Hey, I also want to come on here, and talk about TV shows and movies because that's something I do with my time and I enjoy those things. So I'm going to share with you TV shows I like. Yeah, I can't. Yeah, that's hype. But anyway, I wanted to talk about um, my favorite shows. And I'll give you a list. Don't know how many. I'm just gonna give you a list. I don't know how much. Sorry. I like Breaking Bad a lot. I like Better Call Saul a lot. I like a show named Beef. It's really good. One of the best shows of all time, in my opinion. This is probably not number four, my favorite show, but my favorite anime is Attack on Titan. That's really good. And number five, brother, I got no idea. I barely could scrub out Attack on Titan, so probably like Invincible or something. That's a good show. But anyway, I'm not gonna talk about Breaking Bad because it's over a decade old, and everyone loves the show. Like if you haven't seen, it's like talking about a Planets of the Apes movie when it came out like 100 years ago. Like, okay, and I already know that. Doesn't matter. Better Call Saul, in my opinion, has better writing than Breaking Bad ever did. Better Call Saul is dope. Okay, you get past. I didn't like season one was really good, but it's kind of weak start. But then just like randomly, I don't know what happened, but it just like went like bang, shaboom, and it maybe even became better in Breaking Bad. Some aspects like writing later on in the show. And that's just really cool that you can go out there and create a spin-off that is good job. But anyway, number three was a Netflix show called Beef, and I don't I don't like the Netflix shows. I don't know why. It's kind of like I don't know, extremist. Just being like, I don't like you because you have an N in your logo at the top right, and I can only see you on Netflix. And I was like, why? So I watched Beef, because I heard it was good. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. So nice, so elegant. It's tightly packed, like 10 or 8 episodes. It's just a show about being human, and it's also just really damn good. It had me gripping the edge of my seat, and also just being entertained the whole time. It was just so nice to see these characters just exist, and that's so cool. And then it just like I don't know what happened. It just kind of just went off the rails. Like, have you ever seen an A24 thing? It's made by A24, so that tells you that it'll just like randomly go like just like strange, and then it went back. So like it went boom, and then it's like never mind that boom doesn't matter. Rewind time. We're going back to what the show was originally about, and then it just ended. It's weird. That also happened with the movie Iron Claw. If anyone's seen that, as like Zac Efron and the dude from The Bear, and it's like really good. And then like they all like started dying. I was just trying to watch a WWE movie. I was very interested in this like biopic, and then it's like then they all die like year after year. I'm like, what the hell? What happened? It was just like 2 seconds ago. This dude was A-okay, and now he doesn't have an arm. What happened? And yeah, sorry about the tangent about Iron Claw too. Number four, Attack on Titan. That's a good anime. It's really depressing for the first season. I remember I watched that and with my uncle and aunt, and they just finished watching SpongeBob again, so that tells you kind of where they were at. And then I turn on this show about like humanity's ending. There's Titan eating, just eating people, and it's all over for humanity. Humanity's like these Titans, and then humanity. They're below on the food chain. They just go on, and it's all over for humans. it was really sad and depressing, and they just watched SpongeBob. So and Fairly Odd Parents, like they just started watching that too. So really not great timing, but one of the best shows. It introduces in questions, and I'm like, please answer them, and then they just like randomly do, and they have like some of the coolest answers I've ever heard. And I love this world that the creator made. I forget his name, but he's very cool, and made one probably my favorite anime of all time. But to be honest, I think I've watched 2 or 3. I've watched 3 like fully, like by myself. I've watched 3, so not a high bar. You're not talking to an anime. I just like Attack on Titan. It's just a good show, and yeah, it takes all these random turns that you would never expect, and it made me feel like my brain was expanding, and I was like, this would be good to use in my writing. You know, be like, oh yeah, this guy can see into the future now. What? What are you talking about? You know, maybe just have that just randomly pop up. Could be cool. Probably not though. Only if you're Attack on Titan. That's it. But and also Attack on Titan is probably the best show I've like watched on rewatch. You know how you rewatch a show? Attack on Titan is like a must rewatch, cause you're like, oh wait, I watched the finale, and then that's what that meant in episode 1. Like it has a bajillion things of foreshadowing like sprinkled in. Like the creator was just like foreshadowing, you know, and it's like it meant nothing to you at the time, and then you're like, oh shit, wow, that means so much, but we didn't know until you actually watch the show. Then number 5, Invincible. Bang, that's a really good show. Because I really love like the themes of it all. You know, and a lot of people will be like, I like the violence. I like the violence too, because like it has some of the coolest animated action scenes I've ever seen in my life. Same with Attack on Titan. Some of that animation is like peak, and Invincible also has some peak fight scenes in it. And Omni-Man is so good, and Mark's cool too. But anyway, going on this tangent about these characters, Invincible's so good show because it's just like, for example, in this season it has Mark tackling these ideals, well, his ideals with this other character named Cecil, and he's like, these guys can be rehabilitated even though they murdered thousands of people. Mark's like, no. And he's like, but like, why no? Because they kill people. And it's like, they can't grow. And that's the whole thing of the show. And then, right before recording this, is I watched the new episode with Aaron Paul, and I love Aaron Paul. Aaron Paul and like Brad Pitt for some reason. Those are like the 2 guys I want in my life. It's Brad Pitt, Aaron Paul. Those seem like really cool people. Don't know why those 2 people. They're like on total 2 opposite spectrums, but they're cool, I think. Maybe. I don't know. I just like them in their roles. I'm not gonna be like, I love him as a person. I've never talked to Brad Pitt or Aaron Paul ever. And if I met him, it would just be another Thursday for him. You know, but for me, this would be a thing I would be telling my grandkids, be like, I got Aaron Paul to say, like, bitch. You know, like, that's cool. But it doesn't mean anything to him, to Aaron Paul, if I say that. But anyway, it's about Invincible, and he's in Invincible in one episode, and I just watched that. And that was so cool because his character basically just gets flooded with revenge and rage because what happened to his sister and her daughter, and some of the saddest stuff. His revenge takes him to the absolute brink. And he just, you know. And I love those themes that Invincible can try to tackle. And that was just one episode. And then for Mark, he basically, the reason why his sister died was kind of because of Mark, in a way. Not really, though, but kind of. And that's what Powerplex is like. It's like, Invincible, you did that to me. But I actually didn't. But he doesn't see what the audience sees, so he's just like, you bad. And it's like, to us, it's like, no, Mark's a cool dude. And he tried to save the people, and he's like, you bad. And, yeah, his quest for revenge just makes him lose everything. So sad. Such a sad show. And, made me really think about, just everything. And, it's amazing when a show can do that, or a movie be like, wow, this has changed me as a person. You know, this shaped me. And that's what Aaron Paul and Brad Pitt have done on my life. And also Invincible, kind of.